What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And despite the dystopia around us, I need to remind you that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. He's about to pardon a sex offender who brought little kids to grown men for the purposes of using them up and destroying their lives. Now, today's story is a little more local, and I'm talking to everybody in Mississippi. I'm talking to the blue dots there. I'm also talking to you MAGA red hat idiots who voted for what you're about to hear. Now, YouTube, despite my bombast and hatred of people in red hats and vote against their own self-interest, and how much I know that whatever they get, they deserve, the kids don't deserve it. The babies don't deserve it. And right now in Mississippi, because of these stupid idiots consistently voting only for racism by chopping off their nose, getting rid of their own health care, getting rid of their own tax money to help them, instead funneling it to rich people who hate them, but talk like this to make them feel good. But in the back room, smoke cigars, drink very expensive Japanese whiskey, and laugh at them. As a result of their stupidity and foolishness, the infant mortality rate in Mississippi has skyrocketed. Number one, today in the Times, we see that Mississippi declares a public health emergency over infant deaths. While they're sending the military to blue states, while you're talking about crime in the inner city, which means black, can we talk about what you guys have been voting for? You see, the reason why the infant deaths are on a rampage in Mississippi is because you guys vote for people who use you up, who've decided to take all the money for themselves, not put out the money for health care, the money from Medicaid and Medicare, hold it back. And in the meantime, racism would just keep you afloat. You don't believe me? I'm going to let this stupid AI that Time has give it to you.
Where Alana Samuels reports the state has declared a public health emergency due to a sharp rise in infant deaths, the highest rate in a decade. Lucy, what are the numbers telling us?
Mississippi experienced 9.7 infant deaths per 1,000 births in 2024, up from 8.9 the previous year. Dr. Dan Edney, the state health officer, emphasized that each loss devastates families and communities, underlining how urgent the crisis is.
The disparities are striking. Samuel cites state data showing black families face an infant mortality rate of 15.2 per 1,000 births, compared to 5.8 for white families.
That's the first part. That's why it was okay for you. The reason why you were okay with voting against your own self-interest is because deep down, or on the surface, I see it every day in my job, right up front, as long as black folks were dying faster, as long as black people were getting the brunt of your idiocy, it was okay. You're willing to kill your own children because you know that they're dying more. You got it. You win. You won that. Over 15% of every kid born by a black person in Mississippi dies before she leaves the hospital. 15%. That's war numbers. That's wartime numbers. Because you knew that. You knew it was okay that the worst things that could happen would happen to them first. Unfortunately now, you stupid idiots. Don't be mad because I'm calling you that. The point is, when will you fight for yourself? It's not about me. I know you hate me. That's okay. That was enough. That's why you voted for it. Until the only billionaires benefit bill that just passed. How much do you hate yourself? Because these numbers are rising and you're a part of them. Let's listen some more, and I'm going to tell you now what you can expect, you red hat reindeer idiots, you stupid idiots that are so hateful you're willing to cut off your own nose to spite your face. Your turn. Now you will be this 15%. Listen up.
Contributing factors include poor maternal health and access barriers to care across rural counties. Access barriers to care across rural counties.
Exactly, Henry. Dr. Michael Warren from the March of Dimes told Time that preterm births are also driving up the numbers, often linked to chronic conditions women can't manage due to limited healthcare access. Over half of Mississippi's counties are classified as maternity care deserts.
Women can't manage due to limited healthcare access. Over half of Mississippi's counties are classified as maternity care deserts.
And the lack of Medicaid expansion hasn't helped. Many women can't get consistent prenatal care, leading to higher prematurity rates. In response, Mississippi is expanding prenatal programs and community health workers.
How? How now are you going to expand that, Mississippi, when all of your senators and all of your congressmen just voted to gut more money from Medicare, Medicaid, and destroy more rural hospitals, white rural hospitals? Welcome to the America you voted for. Those kids don't deserve it. I'm not sure what you can do about it. And I'm wondering, when will you good white people, you salt of the earth Mississippians who were happy to see black people die, when will you stand up and fight for yourself? You're the ones with all the guns. You're the ones with all the American flags. Your turn. You're dying. And when your numbers reach 15%, because they will, ours will be 25 or 30. But we're used to racism destroying us. We'll survive. When will you fight back? Red hats? Or are you to lay down and take it like I thought you would? Prove me wrong. You don't have to like how I talk to you. Fight for your own families. Fight for your own kids. Prove me wrong. I got to go do a live show with Cliff Cash, Sons of Liberty. Jessica Denson might be there, I think. In the meantime, I'll let you think about that, idiots. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Ground News has very quickly become one of my most prized resources, my go-to even, because I get to find out what stories are not covered by the blind spots feature, which I love, but not just the blind spot feature. Any of the stories that I bring up, I can see what either side is saying about it. I can also see who's paying for those headlines, It tells me who owns the publication, which also lets me know who they're writing it for. Many times, none of that is for us. But understanding the context helps us understand the story. Ground News is absolutely one of, if not the best way to know that you've gotten every side of a story and that there's not enough spin in the world that could have you misinterpret it. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.